at home or not. Sometimes you have installed it. My suggestion is complete this work as soon as possible once you install, because it's not like it's not something really hard. It's very easy, and you can complete this work very easily. So let me share my screen. Right. Okay, I think you can see my screen. So I'm starting from the beginning. That I'm not thinking that you have any experience on this. So I'm starting from the beginning and giving the basic working on that related to the software. And the next task is us creating calendar and stuff. Then we'll create a few different tasks by manually, as well as auto scheduling. Then we'll assign the resources accordingly, and we'll do some sort of like reports generation, and we'll complete the work. So that means it's not fully completed end to end session on Microsoft project. It's very big, very functional software. There are a lot of functionalities available. So but I'm giving the like level up you from the beginning to like intermediate level. So it's up to you to make sure to complete the rest of the work on a little bit advanced work, and it might be really interest to you also. So let me start with the session. So I have just click Windows key, and now once I have clicked the Windows key, I can find the softwares available in here. So I'm going to type project. Once I type project, you can see the icon is in here. So I click here. So now you can see it's loading. So this is your initial page, initial view that you can see. So there are two types of startups are there, starting points are there. The first one is you can start with a blank project, which is like empty project. There's nothing, no resources or anything is allocated. But you can start with some sort of like template. There are almost a lot of templates available. Then you can take one of template, and you can start from like existing Excel sheet. If your project is currently done using Excel, so what you have to do, just import this Excel workbook to MS Project. That's it. It's very simple. If you want a small demonstration, I'll do that also by creating a small thing. So since we don't want to jump with some sort of like template, I start from the scratch. So I just click this blank project to start my project. So this is my initial view of the MS project. You can see the project one here. The project name is defined in here, and there are different tabs available like task, resource, report, project, view, and format. So once it comes to format, you can see it has highlighted the Gantt chart tools. So that means in the format tab, you may have different appearances according to the selection. As an example, now in this case, it's selected Gantt chart tools. We will see different formattings according to the design that we are going to do. Right now, the first things first. So you have to uh, do different configurations before starting this software, because uh, it's like a bespoke application, so it's not tailored for you. So it's your responsibility to make the relevant configurations. So first of all, we have to go to the backstage. Backstage means once we click the file tab, this is your backstage. So it consists of different functionalities like basic, new, open, save as, like same like in Microsoft project, sorry, Microsoft Word and stuff. Here I'm just going to this options, right? I'm going to this options tab. Once the option tabs is available, there are different selections available. Now in here, You can see it's the general information is in here, the username and the initials. Like I'm not upset with those things. Those are very simple things. But let me give some important thing in here. The default view is a Gantt with timeline. So I think you know what's a Gantt chart, right? The Gantt chart is that small tabs related chart. We'll develop one Gantt chart today. And there are different types available at the beginning. Usually we don't want to open everything, right? Open everything, but you can, if you want, you can try it, like how the resource graph, the node diagram, the net diagram, and different leveling guards we can view in the initial view. The default view means the view that you can see in here, right? This is the initial view or the default view. The default view can be changed in here. And importantly, date and time, like format, you can change the date format according to your requirement. So that means, if you want to change, if your company is using some sort of different calendar type or date formatting, what all you have to do is you have to change the date and time in here, instead of working on each and every project. So it's easy because different countries, like uh, American countries, they use different time format. Asians are using different time format, and Japanese a separate time format. Likewise, different formats are available. So what all you can do is you can change your time in here. But since it's a demonstration, I don't want to worry too much. But you can change according to your requirement. I don't think so. These are much important for you. These are for fancy things, like you can change the theme and stuff and the background and stuff. So I'm not work on that fancy work. Instead of that, just want to go to this advanced tab. Just jump. Now in the advanced tab, you may see, now importantly, I'm continuously doing the presentation since it's recording, right? So you don't want to worry, you don't want to go one by one each and step with me, because this is not a in class session, this is a remote session, this is online class, so recording is available, right? So what all you can do is you can watch the presentation or the demonstration by stop like different timestamps. You can stop it and check what are the things that I am doing, right? So it makes very convenient for you and me, because it's very time saving work, because it's recorded. So always you can download it and play it time to time, and do the work like in the class, so no worries at all. So I'm just running the work. If you want to do with me, I don't think so it's a best thing. You just watch this situation, and if you get anything confused, please let me know, then I can support you, right? Show me that thing again, then I'll show you, or something like questionable thing in theory. If you want to ask me, like it's okay. But I don't think so run with me is not something good, because I'm running a little bit faster today, because few functionalities I have to cover. So not too fast, right? Fast means I'm not giving time to you to experiment by yourself. That's the only difference. But if it is an on class session, I'm giving chance, so it might be get around 8 hours to complete this work. So this is online, so you get a huge opportunity to watch the uh, presentation or demonstration time to time, by pausing time to time with the different timestamps. It's not something hard, it's very easy to you also, it's very convenient for you to check, right? uh, but meanwhile, if you got any question, please let me know, then I can clarify you. Okay, this is happening here, this is the word that I have used, right? Please don't keep quiet. By if you don't know something, you can ask. I'm flexible, very flexible, even if it is like language issues. So it's not a problem at all. Me, I can speak, I can help you in any language, not Tamil, right? I can't speak Tamil. Somehow, uh, the first thing is go to this advanced. In this advanced step, there are very important things are there, right? The first thing, the undo levels. undo levels, in Microsoft Word also, there are some different undo levels. You can go back. The default value is 20, but usually I'm not sure how much I required, so I'm just changing it to 50. So it makes very convenient for me, because even I can go back 50 steps back. 50 steps back. Usually 20 is more than enough, but for make my life safe, I just make it 50. I think it's good to change up to 50, even if it is 99, they are okay. So it's very rare situation, but 50 is okay, right? If you want to change it to 99, change it to 99, no worries at all. But more than that, they are not allowed. Right? They are not allowed. So 99 is the maximum, so you can keep it up to 99, no worries at all. The second important thing is, once you come a little bit down, you can see the advice from planning wizard. So make sure to keep it if it is not uh, uh, software, because we want to get a different planning wizards time to time, unless it might be very time consuming work, especially about the errors and scheduling work, right? Scheduling work and the errors, we want to get advices from them, then we can fix it accordingly, very easier manner. The third thing is, in here it's automatically add new resources and tasks. So uncheck it, right? You have to uncheck it, because uh, the same person, like as an example, if you assign a resource, like we'll get Sampath, right? Sampath K and Sampath M. Different people are there, but unfortunately, you have typed a resource as Sampath M, who is not in the organization at all. If you tick this option, what happens? MS Project automatically creates the Sampath M and assign the work to that person. So he is not in the organization even. So it's a problem, right? So we don't want to create automatic resources. We'll create it manually. Then we are in a safe state always. So the best thing is remove this automatically resource adding functionality. The next thing is the default standard rate. It's 0, so don't want to change it. Overtime rate, like there's a payment per hour, hourly payment are there. Though the in your perspective, you might get some monthly payment. Yes, of course, but in an organizational perspective, each one is getting hourly paid, because the hours are calculated and billing to the client. So uh, here I just assign the hours, our hourly payment for different roles and different persons accordingly. Even if a software engineer, two software engineers might get totally two different salaries. I have that experience, right? Totally two different salaries. Someone is getting half of the salary from someone else, but they both are doing the same work. There are situations in Sri Lanka, right? So the best thing is make it 0, and overtime, if there's some overtime work, there's an additional payment, but this is not applicable currently, and I don't think so it's applicable for future also, because it's working from home, so it's flexible hours, no additional hours. So if there's any additional work like Saturday or Sunday, you will get some overtime. It's very rare, because what they are supposed to ask us to, uh, you can get a leave for that, or you can take some 2 to 3 hours rest at your working day. So that's the organizational perspective. So this is the overtime rate, an additional work payment. So keep it like save, drag and drop, movement sections, and update links automatically. So keep these things automatically, and you can keep the recent projects up to 25, and you can make it quick access number of recent projects 4. I'll make it 4, because I'll click OK and I'll show you what happens in here. I'll click OK. Now I'll go to the backstage again. You can see in here my previous project in this location. This is one of previous project file that I have created. Up to 4 projects I can create in here by selecting that option. I can have 4 options, files in here easily. uh, if it is 5 to 6 you can, but most importantly 1 or 2 is most important, because these are the most recent work that you are going to do, right? I'm back again to the options, and I'll go to the advanced tab again. Now I have created these recent projects to 4. Now the unpinned, you can keep it for 5, it's okay. And add news, keep everything in here. Now there is nothing to change here. If you want to change the display options, like minutes are display as min, hours are display as SHR, days are display as day, and so on and so forth. You can add space before the label, or you can remove it, but I suggest to keep a space, then it's more readable. And show project summary task. We are creating a summary task today, and you can see the summary task also. Since I'm required, I'll keep it on. Once I create this summary task, I'll show what happens if it is not available in here. And the hyperlink colors and the followed hyperlink colors, those are some fancy work. You can change the different colors, I don't care about that too much. And the rest of the things you can keep it as it is, no worries too much. And you can click OK. Now what all I have done is I have created my advanced tab configured to my work. Now the next thing that I want to do, I'm going to back again, and I'm creating these options under this save tab. And the save tab, I have to change the default file location. If I required, you can click it and save it in a different location, like in D drive or somewhere that you like. Just keep it as it is, because it's not professional work. But once it comes to professional work, please change, don't keep it in C, because once it's growing your machine will get slower, because your C is very required. So don't keep the files in here. In your computer students, so you know what happens in the, if the C drive is grown well, that means if it is if your current C drive is 100 percentage, and if it is allocated 75 GB, so you might get your computer getting slow, stuck. You know what happens in the other swap memory, and everything like virtual memory is getting stuck. So what we are supposed to do, we want to move from C to D, right? Then our machine will be get back and running as usual. um, that's some sort of like technical story just given for you. That's why I just like ask you to advise you to change the location to D drive in somewhere that you require, right? uh, then the most important thing here, the auto save option. Make sure to enable this auto save option in some minutes. If it is 10 minutes or 5 minutes, it's better, right? If it is 5 minutes, it's better, because if we lose in some situation, there might be a situation, your you might lose some your work. Unfortunately, think a situation computers might be get stuck, and you have done like 8 hours work or 6 hours work continuously, and after you restart your computer, your all work will lose. To avoid that painful instance, what you can do, you can make it saving every 5 minutes. Like usually we are getting like miss this situation to save in 5 minutes, save the every work. So why don't you we use this automated work? Since we can use this option easily, save the project. Make sure to save the active projects only, we don't want to save all the projects. So at any given time, usually you might use only one project, not 2 or 3, right? You can change the file type into some version. Since it's 2013, it's providing these options, but if it is 2019, you might get some more options, but I'll keep the default thing in here. And I'll create the cache if I required. If it is not required, you can remove it, no worries. You know what's the cache and cache limits, right? And I'll create this. Okay, for now. Now that's the work that I have set up my computer. So I have initialized my computer to work, uh, ready for work. Ready for work. My software is now ready for work. Now the first thing, now we have created this, we have arranged our software properly. Now the next thing that we are going to do, we are going to create a calendar. Why we want to create a calendar? So all the tasks, all the resources are assigning according to the dates, right? Uh, Especially the working dates. So what are the days that we are working? What are the dates that we do not work? For that, what you can do, you can go to the project view. In the project view, you can change the working time in here. So I'm click this place, this button, and now you can see for the calendar is a standard project. Right? This is the standard calendar given by MS Project. So this is applicable for generic version, but since in the working environment we want to change different things, we are going to see what are the different things. So first of all, I'm going to create a new calendar for my project. I just click this button and I'm creating like we'll give a name like this, startup startup calendar, right? I'm giving a startup calendar. This is my calendar name. And create a new base calendar. No, I don't want. I just want to make a copy of the standard calendar. That means the calendar that we are using day to day. I'm getting a copy of that and I'm modifying it. So as usually, you have a separate calendar, right? To do task, and different important meetings are marked in there. Likewise, it's a customized calendar for you. In the same manner, what you can do, you can create a copy of the standard calendar and do the modification for that. That's the most safe start for the project. So I'll click OK. Now automatically it will change the startup calendar, and I'll get a default character for that. And I click OK because I can do the modifications continuously, but as per my experience, there are some issues occurring if it is not okay and close. So what I'm going to do, I'm just click again this working calendar, working time, and it would create selected this standard project calendar. So what you have to do, you have to change it to startup calendar, right? So make sure to do that thing, unless sorry, you might get some sort of problems. Now we have created a calendar. Now you can see the calendar view in here. In the white color, it's working, and non-working days, there are different non-working days are available, and edited days are in underline. We'll edit one thing and we'll see, and exceptional dates and non-default work dates, right? Different things are available. We'll do few things and we'll see the what are the modifications in here. Initially, you have to create some sort of exceptions. Exceptions are the situations that a standard working day we are not working. As an example, holiday. In Sri Lanka, it's a Poe day is a holiday. So what we have to do, we have to remove that date from this calendar, the working calendar. Because if we allocate a resource for 8 hours for that per day, that means it's a problem at the end of the day while we are struggling to work. So the initial point is you have to remove such holidays and stuff from the calendar. So what I'm going to do, I'm changing 20th is a holiday. Yes, 20th is a holiday. Correct, right? 4 days. 20th is October 19th. October 20th, yes. October 20th is a holiday. So I just click this uh, date, and we can see there's a pop-up default work, right, weekday. So now what we are going to do, we are going to exception it, we are going to remove it. It's a per day, and it starts from 20th and it ends on 20th, so no need to do some another thing, no. We can hear the details, we can check what are the options available in here. It's a non-working day, so no need to change it to working date or recurrence. So we don't want, because its per days are not a specific recurring, we don't know the next day, so it's a really hard. So we can keep it as it is, then we'll keep it. Okay, nothing to worry too much. Now you can see the color was changed. See the 20th, it's an exception, it's a per day on calendar, so you can see it's a changed. Now it's an exception, it's an exceptional day, it's an exceptional date, so we don't want to allocate any resource or any work on 20th. So we are in safe state now. Same time, we'll get another example. Each and every week we are going to deploy our project. We know we are doing weekly deployments in our company. As we know, we are following agile principles. So every week we are supposed to give some sort of deliverable. So what is that? Every Saturday, right? Every Saturday is a working date for 1 hour. It's from morning 9 to 10, or sometime, right? It depends on your company. Usually deployments are doing in the night time of the client's country. As an example, if it is UK, it's 12 hours around difference. So we can do the deployments in daytime in Sri Lanka, because US people are sleeping at midnight, very rare the traffic, and there are different strategies available to check what is the minimum date. At that minimum date we are going to deploy. We'll get an example date, that date will be given by the client. So this is the date and this is the time that you want to deploy. If it is like I think you have some experience on this deployment work also. If not, don't worry, like it's like your source code is going into the general users, that's it. Your source code is using by the general people, the system modification is there, that's it. Now every week we want to now here it's a non-working day, right? So this is a non-working day, so we do not work. See, it's a non-working, so these two Sundays and Saturdays are non-working days. So what I'm going to do, I'm creating a deployment date. So it starts from the project start. We'll get an example. Project is starting on this Monday, right? Tomorrow we're going to start the project, and the project is ending on December, right? November 1st. We'll get an example, a simple thing. 1 month, very small project. The deployment is 1 month work in there. Now, what I want to do, I want to make it working date. Though it's a non-working date, I just want to make it to working date. So what I can do is I just click here and any place, right? Then I go to the details and I have to work it as a working. In the working time from 2, there are different options available. This is the standard time, 8 to 12, and there's a lunch hour 1 to 5. Since it's a deployment, we don't want to keep that much of longer, so it's we'll create it 9. So see what I'm doing, I'm just typing 9 in here, I'm just enter, it's automatically detect it's 9 a.m. and I'm giving it 10, I'm just enter, so it automatically knows I'm going to finish it 9 to 10. So it won't make it 9 p.m. If you want to change it, you have to change it accordingly. And it's a weekly reference occurrence work. It's a occurrence pattern, it's weekly, and it's occurring in each Saturday. Okay? Each Saturday only one time, right? One day it's recurring. So starting date is our project starting date. We are getting 11th as the starting date. Instead of these occurrences, what I want to suggest you to change by, we are supposed to end on like November 1st. November 1st is our last day. This is the project. So it will automatically change the occurrences. We don't want to count how many occurrences are there. Occurrences means how many deployment times or special times available. Now these Saturdays might be available, so it's automatically detect we want to change this time. So this is the best thing, starting and the ending thing. Then I'm just clicking OK. Now it's automatically changed everything. You can see different color. Exceptional day, it's an exceptional day, 16th, 23rd and 30th. So it's a startup calendar. You can see it's a deployment, it's a deployment, it's a deployment. Now we have done different modifications to our calendar. What are the modifications? Different dates have assigned working days, and some dates we have defined as non-working days, right? Now in the same manner, you can add any number of dates as manually. Please do it manually. There are different options in 2019. Just import the calendars available in different countries and just run. But in this case, we are using 13, so it's not available for the hour. So, but it's not something hard. It's just manual. It might be 10 minutes work, not more than that. So I have just created a separate calendar for me. Now the calendar is okay. I'm clicking OK. I think up to now it's everything is clear. Now what we have done, we just created a small calendar, and first of all we have created some set of bug. That means the system is configured. Then we have created a separate calendar. Now our calendar is ready. Now what we have to do is we have to change different things available in the project. What you can do, you can initially start the start date. All right, sorry, I missed something. See what they are telling. Want to save the project? Yes, of course, I want to save it. See, it's automatically telling. All right, now where I can save, I can save in OneDrive. This is the best possible once it comes to an organizational perspective. It's a shared calendar for everyone, very easy. But in this case, I just save in my computer, in my desktop. Please don't do it, right? Please don't do it. If it is organizational work, please keep separate Google Drive, sorry, cloud storage. Google Drive was in there, like anything that you like. But for now, I'm just been saving my desktop, so I just save it. So this is one of important thing that I haven't done anything, so it was automatically identified. Oh, like this person hasn't saved. Why? Because we have created the 5 minutes trigger, right? 5 minutes trigger we have created, so it's not saved, so it was automatically identified. Oh, right. Now it's 5 minutes gone, still this person is not saved. What I can I do? I have to give a message for this person. But now onwards, it might automatically save. Got the point? We don't want to worry too much about that. It will automatically save. We don't want to press Control S, Control S, Control S time to time. It's automatically saving. Right. Back again to the discussion. In here, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create this project, and I just want to change different project information. Now I just click here, and I can give some sort of like overview of the project. Initially, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a start date. My project is starting on 11th tomorrow. So scheduled from start date. There are options available from finish date also. It might be really hard to allocate the resources and work because this is the end date. So uh, even at the first point you might think it's the best thing because we know this is the end date and we can come backwards and solve the problem. But once we allocate in the resources, it might be really hard because it's automatically trying to figure out where the things should be allocated. So instead of that, we'll start date is in here, so we can continue the work easily. The other things are like current date, it's not a problem. Current status, not applicable, right? It's status date, it's not applicable. The calendar, we can change to startup calendar. we can change to startup calendar because we are following a new calendar that we have defined in here. And we can keep it like, okay, priorities keep it 500, it's not a problem at all. Then we can keep it okay. Now we automatically see line this line is automatically assigned to here, and little bit shifted here, right? Now that's the project starting date. This is very important. We want to create it automatically same, right? Now we have created the calendar and we have created the project starting date. We have done it very successfully, nothing to worry too much. And now what we are going to do, we are going to the schedule. Let's see what is the schedule in here. I'll go to the backstage again. I'm going to options available. Then I'm going to the schedule. In the schedule, you can see different options available in here. Different options available in here. Default start date, you can change it, right? Default working days and stuff. But importantly, uh, here, hours per day. How many hours that you are allocating your work is doing. So it's 8 hours usually, 8 hours, but in current situation it's flexible, right? No one cares about where you are in 1 to 3. If you have deliver the work in the relevant time, that's it, right? It's very flexible. Now the industry is very flexible. You don't want to sit in a proper place and wear nice long sleeves and like nice shoes and stuff, right? No need, you just stay at home. It's very flexible and very easy. You just sit in your place, you can sleep at your own schedule, you can eat at on your schedule, right? No busy time. uh, Anything is very flexible. All you need is to complete the work somehow. There's allocated work, right? Hours per day is not a problem at all, but hours per week is a problem because you have allocated for 40 hours work. At the end of the week, for the deployment, you should support to your project by giving 40 hours work. It might be your flexible time from early morning 3 o'clock to 12, or continuously 10 days, right? Continuously 10 days completing the work. It's up to you, right? Even if it is 3 days work, no worries at all. No worries at all. Somehow you have to complete this work. That's why we have allocated 40 hours. This might be easy for you because per resource is overscheduled. That means if it is 40 hours, more than 40 hours is allocated, it gives an error. So this person is over allocated and under allocated same too. And the days per month, usually it's 20 days per month. But if it is like 21 to 19, or in April holidays it might be 12, right? A lot of people are going to leave. Usually it might be December last week, the last month, it might be 15 days, right? As a project manager, it's your responsibility to understand the story, but the default is 20, but you can change in the schedule according to your requirement. And uh, fixed units, keep it as a fixed units. You can change it fixed work and stuff, but we'll keep it fixed units because once it comes to billing, it's very easy because we are keeping fixed units unless we have to do a lot of work. That's all here. You can check the others also, those are not much important, so I keep. Okay, right, the project information is almost done. The starting time, the resources might work in these days, these much of hours. So now we have done that of work. Now it's a little bit clear. Now the next important thing is, now the calendar is ready. We want to create they have automatically created uh, the task. I don't want it, so what I can do is I can delete it or I can keep it I can give a name for that. I just give a task name as requirements meeting. Now, once I here, they are asking it's 0 days. Now it's a 1 day work. I'll click it 1 day. Right? Requirements work. Seems this start. There's option to delete tasks. So what they're telling, it's a summary task. They have created a summary task. Okay, right. That's right. We'll create something else. Right. We'll create manual schedule task. Right. Uh, requirements meeting. So in here, it's a summary task. We'll discuss about this summary task later on. Right. In here, uh, this is this requirements meeting. So this meeting requires 1 day, right? And it starts on right before that. Once I have created this 1 day, you can see small icon is in here. Uh, no start or end, right? It's just shaded. The starting and the ending are shaded. And at the same time, there's a push pin with a question mark. That means some information is needed. I need some sort of information. So I just create the starting date as tomorrow. So now, since it's a 1 day work, once I have given the start date, it automatically calculates the end date and the question mark is removed. Importantly, you can see there's no shades now. You can change it by drag and drop. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. It might be a problem at the end of the day. You have to manually do this work. Now, once I go to this tab, it's a manually scheduled task. They are telling it's a manually scheduled task. You have another option. You can change it to auto schedule by in here new tasks. This in the bottom. I click in here auto schedule task. If I click here, from now onwards, all the tasks are allocating automatically scheduled. We'll first create few manual tasks, then we'll go to auto schedules. Right in the requirements meeting, and then we are going to do some another work like project kickoff. Right, it's another 2 days meeting. Right, we'll make it another 11, and right, that's it. I have created few tasks in here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm creating these are like manual tasks. These are the tasks that I have assigned manually. These are the manual work that I am going to do. uh, I can create some automated tasks too, but yeah, I'll create some sort of like what can I do is I'll create another like work in here. It's okay. Now I have created different tasks in here. Two tasks are available. Likewise, what you have to do is you have to assign the tasks continuously. Work on this. Now the next important thing is in here. I just want to add milestone. What do you mean by a milestone? Milestone is a task that you should complete in the given date. Right? As an example, you have to submit your first assignment on 15th. This is one milestone in your life, right? You have to achieve it. 15th, you have to submit your report. 13th, 30th, there's another uh, report. You have to complete it in 30th. It's another milestone. Likewise, In the project, you have different milestones. You have to create different tasks, milestones available. I'll show you how to create a milestone now, because milestones are very important. Those are the dates, the important, the critical dates that you have to find, right? For that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to the task tab, the task tab. Under the insert, I can find in the milestone. I have created, click here. Now I'm clicking milestone. My milestone is approval, right? I'm just double clicking here. Now I'm with the modifications approval, right? I'm getting the approval for the project by the clients, right? Now percentage complete, we haven't done, it's a totally 0. You can change it manually or auto scheduled. So I keep it manual for now, right? We'll change it later on the auto schedule. And there are different options available, display on timeline, the height bar stuff. Importantly, I'll create a note in here. The note is get the approval from Mr. ABC. Right? I want to get the approval from ABC. This is one of important task. At this time, the information tab, see in here, there's nothing in here. What I'm going to do, I'm click OK. Now you may see it's automatically got a not get the approval from ABC. So you don't want to go to the task and check what are the things that I have to do. I have created a note, so it's a very important and very easy work to follow up your work. So since I haven't given a date, I just give a date as 12th is my date. Right? So duration is 0 days because it's not a task. This is not a task, it's a milestone, right? Why it's diamond? Because it's a milestone. So here, so it's in here, it's automatically designed like this icon. So this icon is mentioned like, okay, this is a, this is not a task, this is a anyone, are you with me?
Milestone.
Yeah, nice. It's a milestone, right? This is a milestone. Yes. So this is a milestone, that means this date you should complete the work. So at the moment I have defined in here, so these are the dates that I have to achieve. This is the approval date that you have to complete before going to do anything, right? Important, very important, keep different milestones while you are doing the work. At the same time, you can follow the project work too, right? Now it's a nice work, you have done the work in here, right? Now we can add some sort of another task, another set of task, right? Before adding another task, what I'm going to do, I'm clicking here, I'm creating a summary task. Again, task in here in the insert, you can see the summary. I just click the summary, it will automatically create a summary task, right? I'll create a summary task. I'll double click in here again. I'm giving in here the details, requirements. Just want to create it, requirements analysis. I'm creating a note, right? I'm creating a note, specific note. A note is need to hire business analyst. We want to hire a business analyst, so still it's not completed. So I just click OK. So under this summary task, you may see it's automatically created a new task. And specifically, you can see there are two summary tasks are available. These summary tasks are like this shape. That means it's not a work, it's like a overview. Like in your in any given book, there are different topics available, right? Table of contents. Likewise, this is the main topic, this is header 1, this is the main topic, and these are the subtopics available. This is the main topic, these are the subtopics available. So summary task is a task which is not, it's not doing any work. We are not allocating any work, but it's the overview of the entire plan. Now in here, the requirements analysis, we are getting a feasibility study. We are getting a feasibility study. We'll make it around 2 days of work, and we'll make it around 13th, right? We'll make it around 13th. And I'll create another summary task for the development. I'll create like summary task, coding, right? Or development, whatever. Development. I'll create a note, a small create note here. Mr. ABC, no, XYZ is the architect. So he's the top person. Meet Mrs. Uh, KLM to discuss the rest of resources. So currently there's an architect, but we don't have the rest of the resources. So I just create a knot in here. So it's clear now. We are supposed to hire different people for this task. So what is the our first task is generating dummy work, right? Or mock UI. We are supposed to do a mock UI, and I'll just add continuously, starting front end. Then I'm going to create starting backend and database, right? Give me a second. Sorry for the disturbance. Right here, uh, for the mock UI, I just want to have like 3 days, and front end 4 days, and back end 5 days, database 3 days, and I just assign the different dates. Like I'm starting from 14th, then here I'm starting again 15th, here I'm starting again 18th. In the configuration deployment, I'll create. What happens if I click 20th? Shall we check? Yes, it was created. No worries at all. It was created, right? It was created. Why is that so? Is that okay? It's the usual behavior? Anything? Is there any problem in here? No problems at all. All right, you'll realize later on there's a problem, right? Somehow. Now this is the work that I have to do, and we'll create another few tasks later on. So it's like time consuming, so I don't want to make it. So what I'm going to do, I'm clicking here. So the requirements meeting, everything is gone wrong. What was happened? Everything is like, see, everything is under this umbrella. So it's a problem, right? So what I want to do, I want to get this one to outside. So I'll make it task can be outdated further. Okay. So now I can't. I click here. I'll get it here. Right. Now the requirements analysis, perfect. Development and deployment, perfect. Right. Now this task is in here. This task in here. Two tasks are available. So there's a special thing in here, right? One more thing I want to add. There's a weekly meeting. There's a weekly meeting I want to add, right? Every Friday there's a progress meeting, right? Project progress. What is the project with the top management? It might be 1 hour work. So how can I add it in here? I just click in here, right? It's a recursive work. It's a recursive work. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a task, not a standard task, not a standard task. Just go to here, task. Then there's a recurring task. I click recurring task. Task name is project progress. Duration is not 1 day; it's a 1 hour of a meeting. Right? It's not a daily work. Sometimes there are daily meetings are assigned to the work in here, but it's not a recommended manner because it's a daily work, especially like daily stand-ups, right? So it's not recommended work in here. It's some additional work to like mention, but think like this situation will make it as a weekly work. Uh, every week what we are going to do, we are meeting on Friday. Oh, Monday, we'll not meet on Monday morning, right? It's good. So it's a recurrence of starting date when we are starting 11 and ending, and we are ending on November 1st. So automatically the occurrences are assigned, right? And we have to get into the calendar, startup calendar, right? Scheduling ignores resource calendars. No, don't do that. I want to consider it. So I click it. Okay. So now you can see a different icon is created in here. It's a recurrent work. So you can see it's a recurrent work. It's a schedule. Right? See some problem in my savings option. Right? Uh, and it's a summary task is assigned to in here, and different tasks are available. 1 hour is there, it's allocated 1 hour, and we can see the dates. So I just want to shrink it. I'll shrink it so you can see the specific dates. The specific dates, the meetings are available continuously in here. You don't do it in manual task. So it's under deployment development. What I have to do, I just click in here. I just want to make it back into a separate task. So because it's not under the development umbrella, it's under this project. It's a the entire project work. It's under the requirements. These should be changed. The project ABC startup. It's under the ABC startup project. So now we know how the work is done. Requirements are there, the requirements analysis, the development is there, the project progress is there, everything is defined. We have developed a milestone in here, and we can create another milestone in here, right? We'll click in here, we'll go to the task, and we'll create another we'll go to milestone in here, right? We'll create a milestone information of the clients, right? Client confirmation, client confirmation. So the feasibility is done. So there's a client confirmation. So what you have to do is you have to confirm after the feasibility study, right? But it automatically defines in here. You can manually push it to here. Instead of what I'm going to do, I'm just saying the task. This client confirmation is a work after this feasibility study. What I'm going to do, just going to make sure this client confirmation is after this feasibility study. So the task number is number 5. So the procedures I'm going to do it's 5. Just enter. So you can see automatically it detects, all right, this is the end date. So this is the end date. So it's a 0 date work. So it should start on 15th. Right? So you can't start before 15th because it's the point of the requirements of the feasibility study. Once you complete the feasibility study, only you can do. The same manner, what you can do, you can change this work, this small work also, the proceedings, different proceedings available. So you can, I'll go to do some different proceedings in here. Initially, you don't want to have anything. Project of meeting, you don't want. Approvals, you want to complete after first number one and number two. So what I'm going to do, number one, comma, number two, I'm just enter. It's automatically the arrows are created. The arrows are created. In the same manner, you can do different tasks. You can add another task even. It's not a problem at all. So different tasks available with different arrows. That's all you have to do. In here, those are like no need to wait. Mock UI might be the proceedings for everything, right? Everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going 8, 8, 8, because this is the first thing that we are going to do. And we'll create another milestone if we required, get the confirmation from the client, right? I'm giving some basic understanding, but you can see everything is now created properly, and you can see the development summary task is created in here properly, as well as the ABC startup is created properly, different requirements analysis and stuff also created properly. And you can see the recurrence work also in here, right? I think up to now everything is clear. If you want to ask anything, please take 1 or 2 minutes and ask, then I can clarify. I don't think so it might be happen to you. Yes, any questions?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
What is predecessors means?
uh, Previously done, you have to do it previously, right? As an example, now to complete this work, the approvals, clients approvals depends on the requirements meeting and the project kickoff. You have to complete both of these tasks to start this work. This task depends on these two, because if it is not requirements is not completed and the project kickoff, the starting point is not completed, your clients might not approve. So what you have to do is you have to create these kinds of work, like previously you have to complete these two works. Then in the same time, the mock UI is one thing that you have to complete before doing this work. These tasks can be start after this task. Once you complete task number 8, see the task number 8 is here, task number is 8 in here. So I have defined you can start this work any task. It might be front end or back end or configure the database, anything. You can start after the task 8. Task 8 is mock UI. That's the procedures. Is that clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good. Any other questions? All right. I think up to now we are okay. We just assign some sort of tasks. Now I haven't given any starting date or any date for this. Have you seen? I haven't seen. I haven't given anything. It was automatically detected the summary tasks. Right now, what I'm going to do, I'm manually changing this summary task. I'm going to change the date. Currently, it's showing as like 26, right? Currently, it's showing as 26th. So I just have some more time for the development. Think a situation. I have development up to 30th, October 30th. So I have manually scheduled it. Once I scheduled it, once I manually scheduled it, you can see the umbrella, this shape is automatically extended, right? And you can see all the information in here, the duration and stuff, right? You can see another thing, the task is finishing early. In the, you can see in the last, I'm really sorry I can't show in here, and the box, the last, see in the bottom, the last element, task will finish 4.5 days early, so you have some time to have fun, right? So fortunately our client is giving additional date, but you have assigned your task to tight schedule, then you can have 4 days trip with your team, they're really happy, right? No pains at all. In the same time, there's a situation, it might be happen, uh, a client is asking to complete on the 18th, right? 18th. Now what happens, automatically the schedule make red, right? Automatically it's getting a warning, you don't have sufficient time, and you can see the umbrella is shaped like in here, it's ending. After that cuts, you can see the all the tasks get it dotted line. Have you seen this? Those are the dotted line, that means you are at risk, your project is at risk, you can't complete on the time, right? Now that such situation, if your client is really required, the development should be complete this day, that's it. So now you are in a problem. The normal schedule is like this, you can change it here, you can change it here, you can add some another resource or something like parallel distribution, parallel work, different approaches you can do, you can ask for more budget, right? Different things, you can allocate resource, you can narrow down the scope, right? Different things you can do, right? You can narrow down the scope, and right, project can be rescheduled like this, it's okay, but we have to eliminate these functionalities. Now currently you have a login function with the auth login and sso, so unfortunately we are unable to perform that work. What we can do, we will give only the sso, single sign-on, not the auth login. Is that okay? Then they'll tell, all right, you can change up to something like, not like this, you can change up to 18th, right? You can change up to 18th or something, right? You can change different dates, and you can do the modifications according to your requirement, right? But it's automatically, what you have to understand, it's automatically identifies the standard uh, type. You don't want to manually modify unless if it is a client's requirement, right? And the color is still, it's not blue, little bit like dark blue, the color is different, it's not a task, right? You can see the task color and the other color is summary task color is different because it has a steel color, right? Right, I think that is very important. I think it's 25th, 26th or something, it's something. Now tasks are available, work is available, proceedings are available. Now what you can do now, you can add few resources. We to complete the work, we can add some resources, but you can't add resources directly in here, right? Because we haven't created anything, so it's a blank. No resources at all, there's nothing to add, no one is in here. What we can do, we have to start the resource allocation. Resource can be a person, or right, sorry, before the resource allocation, let me give some another important insight into you, especially related to the proceedings. What we can do, these are the numbers like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, but in project management environment we have a different convention, like we are telling this is a work breakdown, WBS structure, right? This is a work breakdown structure. right? It was like nightmare for you sometime, I know, but it's nothing. This is the web breakdown structure, WBS. What all you have to do, you just, sorry, you just right click in here, somewhere, right? Hard to point today, right? uh, right, I click in here. It makes easier for me, so I just create WBS in here, right? So I can change it to, let me check whether I can, right? Right, I'll move to this place, but it will be work, right click and add new column, right? uh, Today a little bit hard for me, uh, right? Somehow this is a breakdown structure, WBS, right? This is my WBS. If someone asks, show me the WBS, this is your WBS. This is how your work is break down into different structures. So this is the entire situation that you know need to know. The difference is the naming convention in here. The task 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 consists of 2, 4.1, 4.2, as well as development, mock UI, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4. I will get an example, another example. We can make it a little bit further. We'll get backend, we'll insert a task, right? Uh, we'll create a task like this, middleware. UX, UX conference or UX meeting. Now there's a UX meeting, right? It might be another 1 day work. It's ending after, it's starting after mock UI, so I'll make it as 8. Sorry, it's 8, right? It's 8. Now this task should be under this module. So what I can do, I click in here, I try to push it a little bit further. Once I push it further, you may say it's 5.2.1. I can back it even, it's 5.3. I'll make it up 5.2.1. There might be different subtasks available, and automatically it's the naming convention is changed. So that means it's under this task, right? The starting, the front end consists of this task also. Yeah. I think it's also very clear. So this is your WBS. Just copy and paste. You got full marks. Any questions? Any questions, please? No. Right. Now, another important thing that I want to show is, before allocating the resources and stuff, different like view uh, task in here. Right? I'll go to view. Right? In view, I have a time scale. Right? What is this time scale? It's automatically defined as days. So now you can see it's in days. I can change it. I can change into weeks. It's shrinked, and you can see a narrowed view of the entire situation. I think it's a lengthy project, 2 years lengthy, so you can't make it as days. So you can make it even months. Once it comes to months, our project is very small, but once it comes to hours, it's very long. But importantly, you can adjust the date, meeting, especially we'll go to the meeting, and here there's a meeting, right? We'll see when registering it. Let me give me, right. Yeah, starting point. go to the starting, then I'll make it hours. Right now here you can see the time is automatically added 8 to 9, but if you want to change it, you can change it, right? You can just change the time of the meeting in here by having this hour view, hourly view. So it's like you can see now it's spreaded over the sheet. It's very long, right? Hourly progress, but I'll keep the standard to the days, which makes easier for our small project, right? And I think that's the time scale, the importance of the time scale. And in here, in the top, I haven't discussed this one also. This is the entire timeline. It starts on this date and it's finishing on this date. And different times tasks are there. They are telling a task with the day's timeline. So I just want to check where this is. This is in here, the view, split view, right? It's gone. If you want to keep it, you can here. You can have more views, but I don't want because it's not much important for our work. Clear? But you just know what is this timeline and stuff, right? I have given some sort of basic understanding on that. I think up to now we have done creating different tasks and different allocations. Different settings are completed. Now tasks are available. Now we are going to allocate resources for this. Now, how to add the resources? You have to go to the view. Again, it's still view. I'll change it to task. So right now, what you have to do is you have to go to view and you have to create a resource sheet. Here, the resource sheet. I'll click the resource sheet in here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add different resources to my project. Resources means there might be like hardware resources. I'm speaking in strictly speaking in computer environment, but this is applicable for any environment that is running a project like civil engineering, electrical engineering. They also use in this project, MS project, very tightly, right? Rather than computer scientists now, computer field is like moving for agile environment, so they don't have like lengthy project management tasks. They have like weekly tasks available. But once it comes to electrical engineering, mechanical, and especially civil engineering, I know personally civil engineering they use lot this MS project for their work to handle the project resource allocation, especially like sand and stuff. They want to keep a track how much and stuff. But once it comes to information technology, we are very free. We don't have that much of hardware. If you have a laptop, that's it, the entire game is over. You don't want to purchase anything. If there's a laptop and a internet, sit in, do the job, right? You don't want a specific location, you don't want a specific time, you don't want anything. You are a free person, very lucky person, right? No need to go to anywhere, right? If our client is in US or UK, why we should go to Colombo to our work, right? No point, right? It's useless work. Both sides, company owners spending millions of money for the rental and stuff, and we are spending a lot of time without our family. Importantly, information technology is very flexible. We can work for US, UK, even Ethiopia. Do you believe Sri Lankans are working for Ethiopia? I know personally there's a company who is working for Ethiopian company, Ethiopian insurance company. Very nice, right? Somehow, very interesting stories are there. Personal stories are there. Right? Ethiopia, Cambodia, right? Very nice. Somehow, that's fine. That's it's okay, right? If the client is playing, we don't care about what's the country. Even if it is Afghanistan, it's not a problem at all. If they are paying for money, that's it. You stay at Afghan, we'll stay in Sri Lanka. You pay the money, we'll do the work, not the guns, right? Except anything, please don't work with guns and killing someone else. Especially, I don't like some companies like they supposed to develop applications for killing someone else. Please don't join such company. Leave that company. Money is not the everything. Money is not everything, right? Right. Come back again to the story of the resources allocation. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to allocate few resources. So, what are the resources? Uh, First one, a generic resource. Generic resource is something that we can tell it's a software engineer. Software engineer, right? It's a software engineer. It's a generic version. It might be Saman, it might be Aruna, it might be Kamal, it might be Dasuni or anyone. Right? This is a generic worker. The second one is specific work, specific resource. As an example, we'll get MM Caldera. Right. It's a specific work. Now you can allocate any time, any mechanism, but my suggestion is if there's a generic name, as an example, software engineer, it makes command for anyone, any software engineer. This is applicable for a worker like cleaning, cleaning stuff. We don't want to keep a specific name because it's payable for everyone in the equal amount. There's no any salary difference. I don't think so there's a salary difference. If there's a salary difference, please create a separate resource even in the in task staff or any other staff. If it is, if all the software engineers getting 80,000, you can make it 80 software engineer, no worries. Everyone is doing the same work, no worries. But usually in software industry we do have different work for different people. Oh, everyone is doing some sort of different work. There's no two people are doing the same work. Very rare situation. So basically, in here, the resource name is allocating in here. The work type, it's a work, right? And material we don't want here. There's no material in here. Initials. So initialize the software engineer. So it took S to here, M to here, C to here. And the maximum allocation, how much you can allocate. If it is a part-time worker, you have to allocate like around 50 percentage of work. It's doing only half of the time. And in the clean staff we have two people. In a situation we have two people. What you can do, you can allocate 200 of 200 percentage. Their software engineer is a generic name. If it is a specific name, you have to specify the amount. If it is a generic name, you can go above 100 percentage without any issue, because we have 100 percentage in plus 100 percentage to altogether 200 percentage we can allocate. Then we can give the rate per hour, how much you are going to per hour. It might be $10 per hour, and he is getting $2 per hour, and cleaning staff is getting 3 hours per dollars per hour. I'm just giving rough understanding, right? Rough values, but make sure once it comes to assignment, give like real, near real values instead of like the imaginary values in here. For the overtime, software engineer might get $1. He is getting another $1. This person is getting another $1. We'll get an example, right? And this is the calendar, so it's automatically. Uh, right? This is automatically selected startup calendar. There are different options available. Prorated, start, end. We'll create another thing, start. And then you'll understand. We want to purchase air ticket. Air ticket. Right now here, it's not a human. This is not a man. Air ticket is not a man. It's a resource, but it's a resource, right? So what you can do, you can remove this work into a cost. Now it's a cost. The type, the resource type is a cost. It's not a prorated, it's start. Beginning of the project, you have to do. Beginning of the project, you have to purchase this cut. And at the same time, I'll give another example. There's a contractor who is doing, will get contractor for food, right? It's a contractor for food. uh, this contractor is work, material cost, yes, it's work, and maximum allocation we can take it 100, no worries. It's 100, it's up and to you, it's okay. Cost use we can make it around to 100, right? And it's not prorated. At the end of the month we are giving the money to this food food someone who is delivering food for us, like cafeteria or something. We'll get an example for that. That kind of thing can be defined in here. Now we have defined live working, and we have defined cost resource, and we have defined a contractor, like kind of a small contractor. End of the day, it's not a 100% contractor, right? It's not applicable, but just I just want to show you the end, right? The other thing, we want to purchase a material or something like laptop, right? It's not work at all, so it's a material. Once it comes to material, you may see the allocation is gone. Overtime is gone, because for material we don't want overtime and stuff. But we can give a standard rate. We can give like something 10,000. Yeah, might be, right. And we can cost per, right, cost per use. We can make it 5,000. Likewise, I just giving some rough understanding. And you once I click here, you may see I can't do anything in here. Why is that so? I can't do anything. I just change. Okay, I want to just it initially, I make it start. No, I can't, because it's not only a specific project. It might be because once you complete the project for this laptop from this project, you will use for someone else also, some another project also. So you do not supposed to make sure it's in here. What you can do, you can purchase it. Then at the end of the project, you can sell it and give the money back to the client. Okay, this is the amount that we have sell all the laptops, or we can hand over the laptops to you back again, because these laptops are not our, it's yours, it's clients properties. So they have given for us to work only. So at the end of the project we have to hand over to them, right? Sometimes it's a painful situation to give like a laptop with 4 years continuously with you, but it's not ours, right? It's not ours, we have to give one day. It's not ours, it's a company property. That means it's a client's property, right? Though you love too much, right? You have cared a lot too much. Yeah, that's the reality. I have to understand that reality, right? Now we have defined some sort of like resources in our resource sheet. Now what I'm going to do, I just want to add these resources into the tasks. Now what was happened, there's the tasks. Now tasks are gone, tasks are gone, right? Right, it's in here. Come to the bottom, you can see different it's the easiest thing, right? This is the easiest thing, that you can change the view time to time. Instead of going to this task Gantt chart and stuff, you just jump here. You can see the Gantt chart here. If you go to here, you can see the resources. This is very important, right? Rather than the others, you have to jump time to time here and there, right? Now we have defined different resources to our project. Now what we can do, we can add the resources to our project. For the requirements, what we can do, we'll make air ticket, and we'll make this person to this task. Now you can see it's allocated 50 percentage. This person is allocated 50 percentage, and air ticket is allocated for this. And at the same time, we'll get another example. We'll get mock UI. We'll make software engineer, right? Software engineer. And always we want cleaning stuff and food, right? And a laptop, right? These resources are allocated for this. You can allocate any number of resources. It might be automatically displaying here. What I'm going to do, I'm clicking here. I'm creating food uh, cleaning task and laptop for my summary task. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the food cleaning and laptop from here. Why? If it is a summary task, if I shrink it, we know for the entire development task we need these resources. These resources are mandatory. It's a common resource for every task. Instead of that, if it is a specific resource, we can define in here. For the UX meeting, we need this person. Right? This person is required. Likewise, we can allocate these people. Right. I think everything is clear now. The resources have been allocated to our project. Now, recurrence work and everything is clear, and you can allocate any number of resources. So, I think basic the requirements, the basic overview is okay, right? Now we'll give another thing, right? This software engineer, like I'll click in here, the software engineer, right? I'll right click in here, then I can do different tasks in here, right? I can change and I can assign resources, I can edit auto schedule, I can do so and so forth, lot of things, right? Information, I can check the information, right? See, the information is there. And once it comes to the resources, you can see software engineer is allocated. It's 100 percentage allocate, and cost is defined as this much of, because we have given the hours and it's automatically calculated. So we don't want to worry too much for these 3 days task. It's allocated the amount, the total cost is calculated. We don't want to too much worry about how much, where we have defined in the resources tab, right? Right. And I think majority of the cases are clear now. uh, you know about these things, copy and paste. These are like while we are going tracking the project, uh, I just want to make sure to give the um, push to you to complete mainly to your assignment and the work, right? But once it comes to a real world project, you have to do a little bit further, right? Move mod task, we have done information is the same information that you can see in here, right? Scrolling fine, that's fine. Resources, assign resources and leave the resources. You can leave the resource in here, you can click here, you can click no, you have to go to this resource tab. So I'll leave this person, right? This person leave, right? Fine, it's not leave all, we can leave everyone, clear leaving and stuff, right? The last point that I want to comes to here, project, I think the overview is completed, work time, baseline, it's not applicable for all things. View, we have done everything. We'll come to this network diagram, right? Macros no need too much, filtering and stuff, it's simple things. Formatting, it's up to you, as I told initially, right? See in here, resource sheets tools, the formatting is changed. See that it's changed, right? Okay, now we'll come to the report. This is the important thing, right? Because we want to create different reports. First of all, I'll create a dashboard, right? Cost overview, project overview, upcoming task and stuff, and different layouts are available, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a dashboard like cost overview. I want to create a cost overview. See, nothing to do, everything is calculated, everything is, if you have done the work perfectly, you have to do nothing. You just, everything is there, like different task, the remaining task, the requirements cost and the development cost, because I have assigned only few things, right? Others, once you assign, you can find the values. The development cost I have assigned, and here it's 0 percentage completed, because still it isn't started. Once you started, you have to modify it time to time. right? I have given some like future work that I'm going to do in future. But if you want to make it to some day to complete like around this month 20th, or it's ongoing project, then we can see the project, the remaining cost and the cost that we have allocated. But fortunately this is nothing we have completed. And you can copy paste it into Word document simply, easily, right? Without doing anything, you can easily do it copy pasting. And I'll go again to the reports and I'll go to the dashboard and the project overview. So this is the project overview that I just have, right? Nothing, I have just not late tasks because I haven't done. Play with this, right? Do some sort of work, make someone late, find it, it's not easy, it's a problem now. Now the tasks are completed, the complete percentage might be in here, right? And these are the milestones, right? These are the milestones that I have to achieve, that I have created two milestones. I think you can remember I have created milestones one and two. Milestones are in here, right? And where it is, right? The milestones are available in here, right? Finishing dates are available. So these are very important. As a project manager, you should track these things very tightly. What are the schedules that you have to complete? Another report that I want to discuss is the upcoming task. In this case, everything is upcoming task. See, everything is upcoming task. We have to complete everything. Once you complete this work, tomorrow we have to update this sheet. We have purchased this ticket, and the first requirement is completed. Then this 4 hours is completed. So this might be not in the upcoming task. And you can see the percentage that we have completed like in the upcoming task. At the same time, I'll give some sort of another, nothing to do, give much too much work overview. So see, the remaining cumulative work, it automatically thought, all right, these people will do this much of work in this day. The total cumulative, how much totally remaining work will be finished. So it's allocated only 100 percentage, right? Only hours we have allocated in here. Once you allocate, the rest of the work will be allocated. And you can see they are believe 17th is a good date, right? See, it's the 17th, we have to complete this much of work. 17th we have to complete this much of work, and these are the remaining work that we have to do time to time. Please stay with it, right? I have given around 2 hours of discussion. Spend around 10 to 15 hours, at least 8 to 10 hours with Microsoft project. You might enjoy a lot, right? This is very interesting subject area, but I have given very brief understanding for you, very very brief. And finally I will give some another important thing in here. Sorry, I just go to view and I'm going to network diagram. Right. This is the network diagram that you have to do. So nothing to do. Everything is completed now, right? You just copy and paste, or you can uh, export it and paste into your assignment or somewhere else. Please make sure to add cost and stuff, right? Cost and stuff perfectly. I just give some sort of like brief overview. Like I just push into the pool. Now it's your time to jump, swim, right? The work network diagram is complete in here. Nothing to do. You have to do nothing in manually. It's like 1 hour work now. Very easy, right? Very easy now. Everything is in here. The network diagram is in here. You can save view into somewhere, right? You can save in now you can export it, and there are different views available, right? Different availables like task sheet, I think so. Like this is the task sheet. the usual the work breakdown structure WBS. Right. I think we have done the relevant configuration, and we have done relevant project creation tasks like different people. Sorry, different. They have created a calendar, and then we have created different tasks, and we have allocated different people with the different percentage and different amount, and we have discussed about the materials and stuff easily right now. And we know how to create some sort of like task, unique task and stuff. So if you want to make it like bold and italic, you can, I think so it's easy, right? You just click and italic it, right? You can do it, right? I don't think so those are hard things. Those are like basic computer uh, work, right? You can have different colors and stuff, so you can save it, or you can export it. You can export it to a PDF, or you can save as in a different place. But since I don't want to worry too much, it's automatically saving. Uh, some problem in my machine, but usually you don't get that message. Do you want to save it? Sorry, you don't want to say ask it. It's automatically saving. But for now, I don't think so. There's some problem in my machine. Uh, I think everything is clear up to now. If you have any questions while you are doing the assignment, please let me know. Then I'll definitely help you what to do, and what are the modifications that you have to do, and what are the things, if any problems. Especially problems occurred if you are doing some sort of like manual work, right? That means if you do it by your hand, it might be a problem, unless you don't want, like, if you go in that structure, so you can see the calendar and everything is there, right? You don't want to get into a trouble at all. Very easy thing. You just want to create a network diagram or something with the cost and the resources. So that's all you have to do. But I covered nearly 80 percentage of not 80, around 85 day-to-day work all the project managers should do, right? These are the most important things that you should do once it comes to a project. uh, you can do like you can do some sort of like work into like mark on the task, and the different, like, while we are doing the project, different things we can do. Instead of that, I don't think so too much work in here as a project manager. So almost everything is covered in my 2 hour session. If you want, you can definitely go through more and more and understand well. So please make sure to add these kinds of views in the examination. It might be like good opportunity to show off that your skills in project management. Go through everything as much as put as much as you can, right? Then you can easily earn the marks, right? You can take a small break and come to the questions, or shall we continue the questions and we'll finish our project management subject? I think you have questions. I just got one, and especially we have what we call, there's one student, I can't remember the name, created a Telegram group. Please join if you like. Then you can communicate with me. No cost at all, right? Data cost only. But you have my mobile number. You can call if you don't like to install what we call Telegram. I think 3 students in the Telegram group. Not sure. Yeah. Yeah. 4 students are there. Good. So almost everyone. Yeah, 4 students are there. I think altogether 6 students in the class, right? If anyone is not in the group, please let me know. If not, you can mail me. Right? You can communicate in any manner. You can call me. You can mail me, or if you want chat in Telegram, you can contact me. No worries at all. I can support you until the end of this examination, all right, without any problems. Please don't ask ask the question how to can you please help me to complete this work. Instead of that, ask me anything that related to your question. Especially now, you can get some time. You can take a 10 minutes break and come to the seats if it is too much. If not, we'll continue the discussions. I don't feel hard. I can continue around another 1 or 2 hours continuously. It's okay. If it is more than 2 hours, no worries. I can support you in any language. In language means Sinhala or English, right? I can help you um, related to the questions in assignment, because though you know everything, if you don't write it properly in the examination, it might be a problem. So that's why I'm enhancing in here. Ask me any question that currently you have. ඔයගලන්ට තියෙන මොන හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. එතකොට මට clarify කරලා දෙන්න පුළුවන් දැන් මේ ප්‍රශ්න ටිකට මෙන්න මෙහෙම මෙහෙම කරන්න කියලා. I think I have the same question paper that you have, right? I'll stop my sharing, right? Are the questions that you have? I think today work is clear for you. It's very simple, but it's very comprehensive. It's more than enough for a project manager. Even